In this episode, we ask the vital question, does CL is gay? Wait, no, I think that was a different video on the main channel many years ago. I am here today to do something significantly more important. Watch episode 11 of season 5 of Black Butler, also known as the Emerald Witch arc. We happen to know that there's going to be 13 episodes in this season, as opposed to 11 or 12, which is what I thought there was going to be. And that means that we're coming to an end here. We've only got 2 more episodes after this one concludes, and I'm interested to see how it all wraps up. And I would be very interested to see how the season ties itself together, but that's getting a little that's getting somewhere. That's getting a little ahead of myself. So before I start doing anything crazy, be sure to smash like, subscribe, and if you do want to see something crazy, go to Patreon. Place your bets on how long this intro is gonna be.
His family is the English crown's faithful dogs, dirtying their hands for queen and country.
He sensed something. Also, it was only a two minute intro. Grim Reapers.
I know those clothes. They're Reapers.
But you look at that. You can tell he's a boy if you squint hard enough, yeah?
Staring right at us.
That's what. I mean, I suppose he doesn't even think anyone can see them. So he's like, oh, is that a boy? I'm staring right at you. I just can't really tell anymore. Gotta give him some Viagra just to make sure.
Well, he made a contract with a demon, so he already has one foot in the grave. Humans near death notice us more easily, since we essentially are death.
He's near death? Is he gonna die soon? Yana, say it ain't so. He will not go. Turn the lights off. Carry me home. Claudia, his grandmama. At least I assume that's his grandma. It should be, yeah. 1830. Just out of curiosity, why is hers taken? And also, we got Phantom Hive up here. We can kind of see that. Were they cousins or something? Because it's like distantly. Because you definitely didn't take that last name. There's no way.
Considering his lineage, it might just...
14th of December. Was when he died. Oh, right. Sorry, that's when he died. That wasn't his birthday. I was hoping I could find some epic August birthdays.
just run in the family.
Really? Perhaps things are even more fascinating since they appear.
Sure, but it's irrelevant now. We need to move on to our next collection.
All right.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Always put in an appearance when humans expire. At least those two didn't bother us. I much prefer them to their English colleagues.
Have you
Come, let us
have
make
you
haste.
met them? Or is it simply the fact that they just smiled and waved, boys? As opposed to being Grell. I think that Patreon also has some weird copyright. Well, not weird copyright. Like, they obviously have copyright things where you can't just upload the full thing. So I'm curious if I'm going to be able to react to... What I wanted to do was react to the opening and the ending in full on Patreon for the final video. But we'll see. The katana is back!
But
Oh, I must be a little rusty.
who is this?
So I aimed for your neck.
Without making a sound. I won't be intimidated by an old man with a sword.
I want to be intimidated by some old man's giant sword. And then they made out. Mey-rin, you failure. She must be important to the plot somehow. We got a booty shot and everything.
They have a sniper. Where are they perched? Seems I've no choice but to retreat.
They would typically you flick the guts off, and then when you put it back in the scabbard, you take your pointer and your thumb, and then you wipe the tip of the blade with all the other blood, and then you stick it back in, because the last thing you want is all that gross stuff corroding your blade.
Are you hurt at all?
I'm perfectly all right, and I do appreciate the support. Good gracious, it seems
I took a couple katana lessons before I was a weeb.
that my age is catching up to me.
He even breathes elegantly.
Rescue her.
No, it's not worth the risk at this point. The young master wants us to change direction. Let's be off quickly, in case something's gone awry with the plan.
Yes, sir.
Did her voice just get deeper when the glasses went on?
You sure this is it?
Batman hiding behind the tree. Immersion broken.
Or else my memory is failing.
I've been completely gutting and remodeling a house built in the 1870s. And like the trees from back then were massive. So Fat Man hiding behind a tree is not actually immersion breaking.
My intel said the military railway is through here. Hopefully one of the trains still runs.
Wait. I hear people inside. Based on their footsteps, I'm guessing 6 advisors, Oscar.
You can tell that much from here? Seems Junior
You can tell that much from here?
has his father's taste for singular servants. Different, yes, but just as singular.
He's a bunch of snakes. I don't know if he's really singular.
The enemy's presence here must mean that the railway is still in use.
Unless it's the ghosts of the former railway users coming to haunt you in your sleep.
That's excellent news for us. It will be much easier to get a train up and running. Hold this for me and stay right here. Ready, scruffy face? Yeah.
Red, they scruffy face.
Intruders! Sound the alarm! How did they get in here? Don't let them get to the...
That is all of them.
It's all finished.
Oh, yes, that was fast, say Oscar and Emily with mixed emotions.
That's fair. I think it's funny that the snakes have mixed emotions about murder.
Get to work, you two. We need coal in the boiler, and fast. Roger.
Mr. Bard!
Penny, everyone all right?
All good so far!
I wonder if they ever accidentally step on one of his
Great
snakes.
Nicely done, Keats. Cheers, affirms Emily.
Boy, take care of that railway door.
Wait, hold up. Did they dub in that Emily goes, chills? Emily, you're such a crackhead.
Penny, mey-rin, Snake, check everything's oiled up.
Yes, sir! Wait here, please. I'll only be a moment.
I've been really enjoying the action scenes, but there's not a lot to comment over, you know, not a lot to like enjoy other than sit back and take it all in, which I love those episodes. But for me, as my job, which is more like freelance, not getting paid work, except for those of you who are on Patreon, all 8 of you, which I appreciate, all of you. It doesn't help my commentary skills, but now I'm feeling it. I'm getting back in.
Protect her, Mr. Tanaka.
Of course.
What? What? Tanaka? In that state saying words? I think you forgot to write. Oh. This is shatter. That has so many implications. That whenever they're like, Tanaka, you do whatever you're gonna do. And he's like, oh. Or like, Tanaka, kill all those people. He goes, oh. And it's like Yoda using, like, talking weird. There's the theory that he does the weird verbiage because he just feels like messing with people. But then in Attack of the Clones, he speaks perfectly normally once the clones attack. So there's certainly a theory there. But anyway, that has weird implications for me. Penny, what are you doing?
We're all oiled and ready, we are.
Yo, just like me, for real.
The exit's clear too.
I just wanna... Okay, there's a lock here. Locking it in place, I guess. I'm just thinking that, like, it was significantly more work to yoink it behind him than to, like, push that way. Or to break this, and then that one. He doesn't even need to do that. He just needs to break one of them. I think you just go, wink.
The exit's clear too.
Good. Now get on board.
Train go toot. A train.
Move it, Penny. My lady.
No. We needed her so she could die cooler.
Damn you, Wolfram. You traitor.
No, Wolfram, we treated you terribly, and you shoot me in the face? Hold on, this was a really cool shot. How'd you guys like my thumbnail from the last one? I'll be honest. I lost a lot of views because of how terrible that thumbnail was. Or how good it was, and people just didn't understand.
Damn you, Wolfram. You traitor.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
He saved me.
My lady.
Reprise of the theme.
That I lied to you. It's all right if you hate us, and you don't have to forgive us. But still, my lady, please know, you are.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
You will all die here today. Versatraitor, send mich!
Oh dear. It would seem the roast has slipped out of the oven. The temperature must not have been high enough.
I need to take a moment to process everything that happened. First of all, I haven't praised a show in a very long time or any medium for the sound design. And all of the sound design in this episode is just peak. I know everybody who's watching this usually has watched it already and is telling me everything. But like, if you haven't, you need to watch this episode for yourself. Secondly, Wolfram, no. Also, how did she survive? Was she just shot in the arm and then faked being dead? Because I don't think she had the cut on the one arm, but not the other one. So maybe that's what happened.
I'm sorry. My lady, you are not a fish. You're a girl. A perfectly normal girl.
I do need to go back and hear what he was saying.
He saved me.
Forgot this is the ending.
My lady! I'm sorry that we lied to you! That I lied to you! It's all right if you hate us, and you don't have to forgive us! But still, my lady, please know, you are... You are not a fish. You're a girl. A perfectly normal girl.
Wolfram backstory.
My world was grey. It had always been grey.
Okay.
A mottled blur of light and dark, for as far back as I could remember. I had no idea color beyond that existed.
Keep going, you worthless mutts! You will fight for your country! And die for your country! I see lagging! We've no use for the slow or stupid here! You want to earn your place? Then run until you throw up blood! You dogs are worth less than the choice on my boot! The sooner you learn this lesson, the sooner I stop teaching it! Killing!
I think it'd be really cool to take this scene and have the drill instructor replace that part with the German dub.
Is the only reason any of you exist. You will die young, drenched in blood, or live in shame.
I was protecting our country. But why? I was never told what the country was, or why it needed protecting. It was all grey.
Has anyone watched the German dub?
Lieutenant, you've been assigned to a special unit starting today. And as part of your new post, you will be given a name. You are now First Lieutenant Wolfram Gelzer.
Ja!
I, a finely tuned instrument of death, had received a mission. enter und guard the Emerald Witch. And if necessary, kill her.
Wolfram. That's really hard to say. Can I just call you Wolf?
I am your butler, my lady. You may call me whatever you like. Was is a joke?
A mild look into how Sebastian feels about being a butler for CL.
What's wrong, Wolf?
Was a brutal training I endured. It was never meant for this. Nor this. My lady. In meeting you, I discovered so many things. The brilliant hues that exist beyond the gray.
You guys are definitely gonna need to
How it feels to have something
jump over to Patreon to
protecting,
see this.
to have a reason to fight. So please, my lady, whatever happens,
Don't speak!
Rarely, Wolfram. Dying before your master. That sort of thing is utterly unforgivable for a butler. Well, so says the most venerable example of the profession.
Hey,
Sebastian, fetch a heated knife, red hot at once. Mey-rin, get all the cloth and water you can.
My lord.
We'll be quick as is!
are they are they really gonna try to keep him alive? Is he gonna become a bootler?
Now hold him down, everyone. And someone put a cloth between his teeth so he doesn't bite his tongue.
Right! Don't die! Don't leave me!
Stop crying! Have you forgotten your duty? You are the Emerald Witch. You must protect your people. And they are all gone save one, but he doesn't have much time. Wolfschlucht is behind us, which means we are now in the outside world. You'll find no magic, nor miracles. Only your own hands and the will to use them.
Cut him open.
Hear me! You will not die here, Wolf! You can't! If you do, then I will never forgive you!
He stopped exsanguinating at least. We'll need to see about getting him
Some of you like this shot a little too much.
proper medical treatment soon. If we can, he should be fine. You acted with superb care and precision, Langsam. Well done.
We don't even need to cut off his leg. He might not even get gangrene.
Well... Diedrich, lend us your safe house.
You would use it regardless of what I say. Honestly, like father, like son.
I must say, my lord, I was surprised when you told me to bring the brute.
I hadn't planned, but the outside world is full of monsters worse than werewolves. And here we call the monsters humans. I thought it would be for the best that she have a guard dog. Moreover, I needed insurance. I know enough for a lot of people to want me dead.
How prudent. A bit strange, though, when you consider that you have me by your side. Has our adventure made you into a worrygart, so dear?
Very funny. Especially coming from you, the one I trust least.
Yo, so true. I don't know what... That should have been the end. That should have been the end of the season. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I mean, it's been confirmed, according to all of you, that it's got 13 episodes, but that should have been the end. Well, I mean, it is, because the Japanese are up to the 13. All right, that was a pretty fun episode. I think that it gave a lot of characterization to some people. It was just a good wrap-up. Like, everything got wrapped up in a bow. I don't know what the next 2 episodes really are, unless they're setting up for the next arc, which is going to be some big important arc. Maybe that's what's going to go on, but yeah. I think it'd be great to see the German dub and the English dub kind of come together. Maybe probably not the Japanese one. That wouldn't really fit very well other than for Tanaka, but he's been in England for so long, it would make sense if he could speak English, so I think seeing that would be a fun little thing someone could do. The only problem is that it would get copyrighted so quickly. Speaking of copyright, if you want to see the whole episode without any cuts, without cutting out any significant sections, and without any of these colored bars, head over to Patreon. And speaking of Patreon, it's time to head into everyone's least favorite part, where we talk about all of your comments. On Patreon, Larry Gray says Yana's already confirmed that as much as she loves Season 1 dark ending, her version of Black Butler will have a gray ending. I think that that's very on par for Black Butler. I wonder when it's gonna end, though. In the comics, Bardroy was a mercenary captain, probably a short-lived warlord. I gave you a comment to that. Yeah, it might be some sort of translation error, maybe just missing something, but that's really interesting. I read your comment on that. I'm trying to condense this, because every time I look at the Da Vinci timeline, it's like the reading the comments is longer than the reaction to the entire video. 3628 is hilarious. What's 3628?
He's 13. We do something like that. Oh my.
Oh yeah, the Helsing Ultimate Abridged. Yes. Another August birthday. Let's go. In the comics, Germans are screaming as they run and are burned to death, and CL makes that joke, and Sebastian actually laughs at CL's joke. He looked so proud of CL for joking at people being burned alive. What a dynamic about that. What a dynamic those two. Oh, and then when I asked about like what his injuries were, it was the mustard gas. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Fun fact, the real-life British finished creating their tanks first and were superior to the German tanks. Yeah, I knew that during World War I, there were a lot of advancements made on both sides, but for the most part, the Allied powers were just superior in every way. But they got so good that part of the Treaty of Versailles was that the Allied powers couldn't make, especially Germany, like they crippled Germany's military, which caused World War II in a very significant sense. Now onto YouTube. If I skip yours, it's just because I'm trying not to make these sections as long as they have been. A lot of you are telling me that 13 episodes. Let me go check and see what's currently out. How many episodes are currently out in the Japanese and subbed in K for Kiru Setsuji. Yeah, it's at 13. I think 13 is the last one. Dolly says, I don't know about you, but there seems to be something about Brina Palenci's dialogue in STL in that episode, in the last episode, that seemed like a pleasant departure from his normal monotone cadence. In this episode, he sounds more urgent sometimes. Quite playful and humorous as well. Not sure if that made sense. That's how I feel about it. He just sounds more alive and fuller. Yeah, and he definitely felt more like that in this episode. Did you mention that you love CL? I don't think you did. So true. You might have, maybe once or twice. Thank goodness you're about to make a comment scolding me for skipping the end credits scene. No, I looked at it. I looked at the ending and I went, there's way too much there for an end credit scene. And I also forgot to check if there was an end credit scene for this last episode. I don't think there was. I would have noticed how much was left. Yeah, no, there's not. Soldiers burning alive. CL? Oh no! Anyway, Dolly says, for this confuses me. For some odd reason, both this and the previous episode. Oh yeah, the long intros. I really think that they made it for padding runtime because they have to hit a certain amount of minutes for certain slots or for regulation. I don't really know exactly what it is in Japan, but I know that usually you have to hit a certain time marker so that ads can be run and they don't throw off scheduling, or they have a contract for X amount of episodes that are at least or between this length and this length. So that's probably what it was. Wanda says we don't talk about the plot points of season 2 in this house. Fair. Dolly,
Don't dilly-dally.
you love that boy. I see that. You got CL as your profile. It's a good character to like. It's not like being a CL or Claude stan. Or not CL, an Eloise or Claude stan. That's weird. Wanda at least says that they'd like to see a Book of Circus reaction. I would be happy to as soon as I take a break or two. We need a we need a street translation of like what things that Sebastian and CL say to each other. Oh yes, un-Britishify the things that they say. A street translation. 1351. What did you say? Wait. What day was that? Oh yeah, it told you the actual day and that this is all going on, which is pretty cool. Benedict was talking about past couple of episodes about Sebastian's character developing a YouTube video. There's some spoilers at 2 timestamps. I'll have to take a look at that. I absolutely will once the season is over. Wanda also says, a shame on behalf of the sub. In the manga, Bard tells D that Butler is a Superman, as he calls Sebastian sometimes, but I guess DC didn't allow them to use the name drop. So I think Superman wouldn't have come out yet, but that obviously doesn't impact. That obviously doesn't matter when talking about the fact that the show came out now, and but yeah, I'm a huge Superman fan, and any nod to that, I'm like, yes, let's go! Superman, he's my favorite. Dolly says that they most likely only return for the next episode, which they did return for the beginning of this episode. The German branch of the Grim Reapers.
Not so much a mobile warship anymore.
Oh yeah, it was the really dumb, like...
Or is it more like a mobile oven?
where they were trying to make a joke and it wasn't funny. And Dolly says, you don't even realize for how many years fans have been making fun of that joke. It's just super lame. Hey, it's good to know that it's just been bad the entire time. It's been cheesy. I think it'd be funnier if, like, it was part of their thing where, like, maybe Sebastian, like, slightly makes fun of the fact that that wasn't a good joke. Wanda, I don't even need to look at the timestamp. I know that your I Mean Fair is about Wolfram being sexy. What got you? That was really demonic.
His laugh got better, I will say that.
Oh, the demonic laugh. Yeah, dude, that's kind of sexy. Fantastic. Yes, the original is a fantastic opening. Actually, I like the first 3 openings. Season 1, 2, and Book of Circus. All right, what's the giggle? What's the giggle we're talking about?
Something huge is coming.
Jillian says, time to ruin lives by cryptically dropping one of my favorite manga lines. Neither you nor my love are real. That is really cryptic, and I don't like it. Dolly says, maybe you should keep your mouth shut. I think that was about me talking about Lizzie, and how Lizzie thinks she's in love with, that the CL that she loves is the one who survived, but he's not. It's either that, or you're talking about how Lizzie actually was secretly in love with the other CL, but she was betrothed to the other one. That would be really weird. I'll say that would be weird. And then Jillian says, don't worry, my theory about how Black Butler's going to end is way more depressing. True. Probably. Most likely. That wasn't my big theory, but Benedict says they inherited a violin made in 1893. Wow! Wow, wow, wow! Dolly says that seems to be the case with the twin CLs. Our CL's health has improved tremendously since recent years, unlike his childhood where he's often very sick. Meanwhile, his brother had great health. I've seen some fans raising their eyebrows wondering, wait, why is he so devastating ill as a child, doing fairly well now? Something's fishy here. Now, this is just my fan theory. It's not confirmed, but I've seen a few people theorize that CL somehow being poisoned, and his parents as well when he was a child, and they're no longer in his life. His health isn't being affected anymore because of the people being massacred, which I don't know if that ever happened because that's not canon. But I mean, I had really bad asthma when I was a kid from like every year until I was about 7, I would get pneumonia as a Christmas present. It was terrible. And then I just basically grew out of it. I still have not the greatest respiratory system in the world, but I don't have asthma attacks. But I also know a lot of people who still have asthma. When I was 12, it was at its worst because I was going through puberty and I was growing and things weren't growing at the same rate. So it was terrible when I was 12. It came back. And then once I hit about 13, 14, I think I was 14, it just subsided because my lungs had grown. And as Epic Man, the amount of air that I can take in is a lot more than than people of another gender. Maybe that is something that really happened. Maybe that is a theory. I'm gonna pass on that one. That's a little bit weird. Bannock says, there's no twins. There won't be any. Don't get your hopes up. It's all a lie because the twins are here with me. They're my neighbors right next door. What? And then one of the greatest questions to wrap up the entire thing. One of the greatest questions, the best question that should have ever been asked, that has ever been asked, is what on earth is up with that thumbnail? And I got done editing and uploading this video at 2 a.m. on like the Wednesday that went up, and I was just so tired, and I just was like, I'm just gonna draw something. I'll do something later. And I never did because I thought it was funny. And officially, that video has. I mean, it's 5 days ago. It's when it went up. But as soon as this episode that you're watching right now goes up, I think it will be under my subscriber count, the views, which is a poor performing video for me. And I think that has to do with how terrible the thumbnail is. And also the title is not super inclusive to people who don't know anything about Black Butler. But that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Because I thought it was funny and worth it. So thank you all so much for joining me for this episode. And we got 2 more to go. 2 more. The countdown starts. 2 more. I'll see you in the next one.